Hey guys, Jamiy today on Roblox. We're playing Small Blade Quest, as you can see on the screen right now. And so in some of my other videos, I've actually talked about like an AFK strategy or like a safe spot strategy, which some people have requested me like saying, hey, to make a video on it. I think most people like understand what I'm talking about when I say this, but basically in the endless mode, you can actually safe spot every area so you don't get attacked, and you can just spam your magic spells to progress through the endless mode, and you can actually safe spot all of the bosses. So then, just also gonna hop straight into it then. I'll actually show you where all the safe spots are for all of the areas and the bosses. But first, okay, we'll talk about your weapons, okay? Now for your spells, also because you're spamming your spells, so we want the best spell. I will say, I've tried most of the spells. The Death Blow seems to be the best one for this one. It does a lot of damage. It only targets one enemy at a time though. But for bosses, this makes it the easiest to go through bosses. But I would definitely recommend this over any other spell. Plus, it seems to have the furthest range from what I've seen so far, so it makes at least one of the bosses, the snake boss, the easiest to really deal with. So I would recommend getting a Death Blow one. Support, it doesn't really matter, but just have a healing one, I guess. If you're doing this with a team, I would guess take the revive one. But if you're like AFKing, you're probably going to be on your own anyway. Like I said, I just usually do this strategy when I'm watching videos, so I'm just on my own usually. And then for the blades, okay, it doesn't really matter what blade you have. You basically just want like your strongest blade, but then you actually want to give it an enchantment which improves your spells. So I'm actually going to be getting rid of this internal flame one, and I'll actually be equipping this elegance one. So as you can tell, damage is a lot less, but the enchantment actually improves my timer basically on my spell. So usually the Death Blow takes 10 seconds to recharge, whereas if I have this enchantment on maxed out, it's only 7 seconds, which is also a really big improvement if I'm just like basically spamming my spells as quick as possible. Also for the healing one, usually it's like 35 seconds, and it actually goes down to 24, which is a huge increase. But basically, other than that low, for the player, like for your skill points, you can either pull them all into the magic effectiveness, which is what I do, or I guess if you want to, you could actually upgrade your health a little bit, basically just like to try and take a hit from the higher level bosses, just so if you make a mistake, you don't immediately die. That's completely fine, but I swap mine to magic effectiveness just so I basically can like progress as quickly as possible. But yeah, for the enchantment, I don't exactly know what it's called, but it says passive, so this is the one that I've been using just for like this. And anyway, with that being said though, let's hop into endless mode and I'll show you where all the safe spot areas are. Okay then, onto the first area then. So basically what I would recommend is use your weapon even if it's weak, as long as you can one-shot all of the enemies or like potentially two-shot them or even three-shot them. I would just recommend just using your spells and just like playing it as normal. But once it gets to the point where like monsters like doing a lot of damage and you can't one-shot them anymore, I would recommend doing the AFK strategy. So basically when I first started doing this, I thought that this was actually safe, and I mean you can walk up to this, but as you can see that the monsters don't interact with anything, they just walk through them as if they're not there. Now I will say, I thought this was completely fine until I realized that they can actually stack on top of each other. Like whenever you kill a monster, there is a chance for another one around it to interact with that dead enemy and actually stand on top of it, and also if you're at the higher levels, potentially could one-shot you. So for this specific area, I guess the toy world, you actually want to just hop on top of this horse. This is the highest vantage point you can basically get. Basically, you just want to like be out of the range, even if they stack on top of each other. There is a very rare occurrence though that they can actually triple stack on top of each other. I know it sounds insane to hit you, but it's like very rare. From all of the times I've actually done this, it's only happened once, although it's easy to deal with, I guess, if you just like run around and just wait for them to not stack on top of each other and just get back into the spot. That's basically it though. Anyway, on to the next area. Okay, the next one then, I think this is the world that is the first world. So for this one, it's actually, again, pretty simple. All you gotta do is, because there's no borders on any of these worlds, you can actually just hop on top of the rocks up here and just jump on top of the door. Again, I don't know why there's no borders on top of anything. You can also go on top of the trees, but again, because they can stack, it's a little bit more difficult to, they can actually reach up there. So I usually just stay here and just point this way so I actually know when the door's down and I've killed all the enemies, but up here is usually where I go. Again, pretty simple, because there's no border. So, yep, on to the next one then. Okay then, and I guess the last area then, which is this one. This one is a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie. If usually when I do this, and sometimes I will accidentally die, this is usually the area that I actually die on. So basically, hop on top of here. Now, this was completely fine, but like I said, because of the stacking issue, what you want to do, you actually want to hop onto this roof. Again, there's no border on anything on these maps, so you can actually just jump basically out of the map and just basically stand on top of here. And then even if they do triple stack on top of each other, they still can't reach, which is nice. So that's this last area. Now, let's go over all of the bosses. Okay, so for the first boss, we actually got the Phantom. So for the Phantom and the Queen Bee, or whatever that boss's name is, they both have the exact same. They both have like the exact same attack pattern. Basically, just wait for it to do that hexagon thing, the attack. Basically, just stand outside of the range of it, so like stand right outside. Now, none of its attacks can actually reach you, but like I said, the death blow can reach it. And because it's a really low level boss, I can just one-shot it. So yeah, but that's basically the exact same rule for the bee one as well, but also if we get the bee next, I'll show you. Okay, well, the next boss, like I said, is the queen bee, and like I said in the last clip, this is has the exact same attack patterns as the phantom, so basically just wait for it to use its like hexagon one, its area damage, and basically just like stand outside of that, like barely, just so like it just doesn't touch you like here, and that's really it, because again, your death blow can still hit it, so it's the exact same as the phantom. But anyway, let's go on to the harder one to actually learn, which still pretty simple, is going to be the snake. Okay then, so this is actually the hardest boss. I did get this second, but I'm going to show it to you as the last one. So the one that makes, the reason why this is the hardest boss to actually safe spot against is this car attack. It's really annoying. But basically, all you gotta do is actually just stand in one of the corners. So it's that simple. Because it doesn't really matter like where you stand. That's why I usually use the death blow one, because even if you're like this far away, the death blow spell can actually still reach the snake from here, although none of its attacks can actually hit you, even the car ones, which are also like, there we are. So this is basically the safe spot. This is the hardest one just for the fact that it has different attacks that you just gotta learn, but once you get used to it, that's basically all you gotta really worry about. Okay then, so for the sake of the video then, I'm actually gonna go ahead. I've got 3 hours right now, like just of spare time, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this and do my AFK strategy and just see like how far I get. So I'm basically just gonna cut back like every time that we get to a new boss, and I guess we'll like see how far we get, and then whenever I die, we'll see like how much loot I get, because if I can do this for like 3 hours, I should potentially get an absolute butt ton of loot. So let's get to it, I guess. Okay then, onto the first boss. This one's actually pretty easy. All I have to do is use my spell. And also, I actually didn't mention in the first clip, I'm not using my mythical weapon, because this is better because my spells for the AFK strategy only take 7 seconds to replenish, and then my healing one also only takes 24 seconds, rather than if I had my mythic, there would be like 10 seconds for the damage one, and I think like 30 or 35 for the healing one. So for the AFK strategy, since I'm mostly going to be using spells whenever I'm not able to like one-shot the opponents, I might as well use this blade instead. Okay then, onto the second boss, Area 12, and second boss dead, I just one-shotted it. Okay then, onto the next boss, and it's dead. Okay then, in Area 21 right now, so in 20, I started taking a lot of damage, so I think from here on out then for Area 21 and beyond this, I am going to start safe spotting. So that being said, I got like 3 hours, let's see like how far we can get, I guess. Okay then, Area 24, the next boss, and boss dead. That actually took me like 3 minutes, so taking a little bit longer now, and also monsters like normal monsters are probably going to either already now start one-shotting me or like very, very close. So if I like take a hit, it might just end my run, so I gotta be like very careful whenever I'm doing this now. Okay then, Area 30, the next boss, and is gone. Okay then, we're on the next boss, okay, and I actually didn't realize until just now that the monsters have a level cap, so every level that I begin like stages, it tells like, oh, this is what area you're on now, and this is like what level the monsters are. Well, the Queen Bee also has this boss has the exact same health as the last boss, and every like mob is like level 80, so I didn't actually realize there was a level cap. So I guess if you want to, you should like increase your health a certain amount just so you can avoid getting one-shot by everything. That probably would be a good idea, but I didn't actually know that, so that's something cool to learn out. But anyway, let's go beat the boss now. And it's dead. Okay, well, unluckily, I died, so unfortunately I'm going to like play for like 2 hours. But hey, I'll take it. So hey, we've got actually some pretty good loot, and I actually got a new spell as well, which is really, really nice. So yeah, unfortunately, I just failed to get on top of the chair multiple times, so just got hit once and I died, so big rip. But hey, got some loot. I mean, hey, Team Revive. This is like the one I've been like mostly wanted to do, because if I do like, I'll probably mention the intro, but if I get like an entire team to like help me do that, I mean, it's gonna be a lot quicker. And if I accidentally do that and I just die, then maybe if my teammate has like a Team Revive, I can get revived. Pretty nice.